And so, ladies, I challenge y'all, when you say that you want a man to come to you healed, know that that is impossible. It is impossible. Unless he's just come from an amazing family. But 90% of the men that I know, we got a lot of healing to do. And it's going to take more than 1 year. It's going to take more than a couple therapy sessions. It's going to take probably the rest of our life because we've been harboring this for a long time. It's hard for any man to ever say that they feel insufficient. Because for men, that's a sign of weakness. For a man to feel like he's inadequate. You feel me? For a man, that's a sign of weakness. It's a sign of, like, if we feel like what's the word I'm using? Emasculates us. Right? If we feel like we not strong and capable, and the world doesn't allow us to show that. The world hasn't allowed us to be vulnerable in that space yet. We're still growing. But we have men now who are talking about trauma and needing to heal. I'm one of those men. Right? So the world is evolving. Right? Because I come from an era where, what? You crying? Boy, you don't get your... You know what I'm saying? And so we internalize those ideas and thoughts of what men were supposed to be. What happened was that also made us horrible husbands. It made us emotionless fathers. It made us men who didn't know how to connect with women outside of sex and providing. And it damn sure didn't show us how to understand our emotions. We had low EQ. And the reason behind that is, one, we are basing who we are as men now off the men who they had to be back then. They had to be a different type of man in the 60s and the 70s. They had to be a different type of man. Slavery men had to be different types of men. But the world has evolved. And so should the characteristics of who you are as a man. Yes, you need to be a provider. Yes, you need to be a protector. But you also need to be able to vocalize emotionally how you feel. You also need to be able to say, yes, I am hurt. You also need to be able to have a safe space as a man to cry because you've been hurt. And not be judged or made to look weak because you say, I am hurt. You ought to be able, as a man, to say, yep, I did make that mistake, but I will do better next time, and not keep being held to the mistake that was made. And so me being out there for 2 weeks alone allowed me to really just sit in a lot of feelings, thoughts, and emotions. And say, damn, this makes me happy. This makes me, and I was able to deal with the emotion, talk about the emotion, write the emotion down, and then talk to God about the emotion. And then have a period of time where I sat down and asked God to speak to me about the emotion. And so in every video, in every picture, when you saw me smiling, it just wasn't because I was out the country. It's because there was a lot of talks being had when I wasn't on camera. Wasn't a lot of texting going on. Wasn't a lot of phone calls. I ignored my team twice until they called me one time and said, this one is an emergency. Don't call me about nothing to deal with business. I talked to my daughter a couple of times. That was it. So every video, when you saw me smiling, and you saw me having fun, and you saw me feeling good, it wasn't because I was just out the country. It was because, it was a lot of conversations being had with myself. It was a lot of reading. I brought the book, Emotional Intelligence, with me. It was a lot of reading. It was a lot of dissecting. It was waking up in the morning, praying, crying. God, help me be better. God, I am dragging this demon with me everywhere I go. It's time for me to release it in this Mediterranean Sea. It got to go. So when I jump in there, I'm letting it go. It go to the bottom. It ain't coming. When I come up out of there, it ain't coming with me. Those were the things. Why do I feel this way? Let me write this out. And when I give myself the first answer, that ain't it. The second answer, that ain't it. But by the time I answer the same question 5 times, by the time I get to the 5th and 6th, that's it right there. I done got to the core. Men, we harbor stuff because we never get to the core of what the thing is, because we have got accustomed to saying, nah, I'm all right, I'm good. I'm going to be okay. I got this, I'm good. And so, ladies, I challenge y'all, when you say that you want a man to come to you healed, know that that is impossible. It is impossible. Unless he's just come from an amazing family. But 90% of the men that I know, we got a lot of healing to do. And it's going to take more than 1 year. It's going to take more than a couple therapy sessions. It's going to take probably the rest of our life, because we've been harboring this for a long time. We've been harboring it for a long time. And a lot of us have never found space to say that we've been hurt. A lot of us haven't found space to say, I want to cry. A lot of us haven't found the space to say, damn, I never had a father. This how this is affecting me. Damn, my mother did this. This how this is affecting me. Damn, this has happened. I know men who've been molested and they ain't never talked about it before. They just been harboring because if they say it, they going to feel a certain, the world going to look at them different. So we got a lot of stuff to deal with. And it's going to take more than one therapy session to help us. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. But also just be willing. Be willing to allow him that. And so when I say you got to disconnect from the culture, so that you can walk and operate in your calling, is understand, ladies, that y'all are nurturers. Y'all are designed to nurture us through that. So for my ladies, when y'all ask me, y'all say, you want a safe space. You want to feel safe. I just ask you one question. Are you also a safe space? Are you also do you want to be you want to be a safe space, and you want to be happy, and you deserve that, beloved, but are you also a safe space for him? What is he to you outside of being a provider? Does he have an opportunity to be vulnerable? Does he have an opportunity to open up his heart and say, this is how my heart feels? Can you ask him if he's okay? And then when his immediate response is, yeah, I'm good, I want you to go a little deeper with him. I want you to let him know, baby, it's okay. You can talk to me. I'm here for you. Let him know that you ain't never had a space like this before, but this is the one. This is the one. This is the space where you can tell me what's been bothering you. This is the space where you can come and you don't have to be a rock. This is a space where you can come and you don't have to be the thing that the world demands from you. This is a space where you can come, release the hurt from the little boy. This is the space where the little boy can cry because he ain't have no friends. This is the space where you can say when you was embarrassed and you was sad and you felt neglected and you felt abandoned. This is the space right here where you can come to, and I'm going to help you get through that, because when I help you get through that, you're going to go take on the world. Ladies, I want you to understand, with the right woman in our corner, we can take over the world, but we got to know that it's safe for us. And I just want you to know that. The culture has put us against each other so much. Especially black men and black women. We keep fighting over who been traumatized the most. Oh, the black woman is the most this, and the black man is the most this. And now we fighting, not realize we both been traumatized. We both been scarred. We both been hurt. We all need therapy. So can we be a safe space for one another? Can you teach me how to love you? Can you teach me how to be compassionate to you? Can you teach me how to be the man that you need me to be? And I'm going to teach you how to be. I'm going to show you because what we got to realize is I come from one environment, you come from one environment. It's impossible for us to see the world the same way. But if we don't talk about it, how can we ever walk the same way? I come from where I ain't even know about no love. My hard work was love for me. Get up in the morning, do this, do that, that's love. You got a roof over your head, that's love. You got food on it, that's love. So when you operate in that way, you got to realize you come from a whole different environment than him. So when y'all come from two different environments, the only way y'all going to meet down the middle is y'all talk about what y'all came from, what hurt y'all, and now y'all can help each other move a little forward. We got to exceed our own expectations. So fellas, I want you to finish the rest of the year focusing on your money, but I want you to focus on yourself too. I want you to focus on the hurt that you've been harboring. Fellas, I'm about to tell you something. It's going to be real. I'm about to tell you something, fellas, that's going to really help us right here. This is going to release you right quick. Watch this, fellas. Chasing women does not heal you. Having multiple sex partners, fellas, does not help you heal. Does not help you grow. All you've done is found a drug. You're no better than a heroin addict, a cocaine addict, somebody that drinks alcohol. You're using the casual sex as a way to cope with the demons that you're fighting. I promise you, you are. That doesn't help you. And you're going to wake up one day, bruh, and you're going to be alone. It does not help you. Fellas, you got to do the work. Fellas, you got to become vulnerable. You got to talk about it. Fellas, in order for us to take our rightful position as leaders of a household, as protectors of a household, we got to deal with the hurt. We got to deal with the pain. It's uncomfortable. But through that dysfunction, through that pain, through that fire, here's what we don't realize. Fire can also be a form of purification. Fire can also be a form of purification. Baptized in the fire. Fellas, the women deserve the best version of us. But we cannot give anyone the best version of us if we don't deal with the worst version of us. Nobody else can't deal with that but us. Nobody else can't deal with that but us. The worst version of us is often the hurt version of us. So we can stop crying in the shower. We can stop taking the long drives. We can stop trying to drink alcohol to get it out. We can stop trying to smoke weed. We can stop using the women. We can stop all of those vices that we use to cope as coping mechanisms. We got to deal with it. We got to deal with it, fellas, Because that's how we become great fathers. That's how we become kings. That's how we become great husbands. That's how we become great friends. That's how we become great brothers. That's how we become, that's how we become great. I want us to walk into that, fellas. I want us to walk into that. I want us to exceed our own expectations.